You know, after reading the email that we got in for today's second date, there's like a number of options as to why this dude's not getting a call back.
Wow.
This date, unless maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it sounds terrible. Like if I were a woman on this date, horrible. Maybe if I was a dude, I don't know. But Neil is on the phone. And Neil, tell us about your terrible date.
Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't that bad.
Really? Are you sure? Because reading your email, I was like, ow, ooh. And then that happened?
What?
Damn.
I am so curious how Neil could think that this is okay and you think it's horrible.
Yeah. Neil, first of all, tell us about the girl you want to call today. What's her name?
Her name is Andrea.
And how'd you meet Andrea?
We met on an online dating service.
Okay.
Oh, well, very formal name for it, sir. Yes.
Oh, well, I guess so.
And what did you like about her?
I thought she was cute. She seemed really nice, and I liked her profile, and so we chatted on the phone a little bit.
Oh,
On the phone,
What?
actually.
Wait, like voices?
I know. Can you believe it? I actually talked to a human being on the phone.
Weird.
I'm shocked right now.
time travel.
No wonder she's not calling you back, you weirdo.
Yeah, it's like you're dating back in the 60s
Yeah.
or something.
What's wrong with you?
I thought it was the right thing to do. I guess.
Maybe,
Actually-
I don't know.
As much as we're making fun of you, Neil, I actually think that it's a really nice move.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it shows that you're actually interested, and I assume you guys had a good conversation since you went out on a date after it.
Yeah, we had a nice chat and conversation, so I took her to a concert.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
That's cool. Like a big concert or...
No, it wasn't like the Rolling Stones. It was like a cover band kind of thing that played all kinds of party music, I guess.
That's so fun.
All right.
Cover band, okay. And what was it like the first time you guys met in person?
It was great. She was cute. We seemed to get along, and she gave me a hug, like, hi, how are you? I said, oh, this is going to be nice.
Okay, what's the awful part, though? Because Jubal painted it as this horrible evening.
And over. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, ouch, ooh.
Well, first thing she did, she was talking about my profile picture and how, I had facial hair, but I shaved because, I figured, let me, I'm going on a date. Let me shave up. So maybe that freaked her out or something. Or, made her
Yeah,
feel weird.
you show up and you're a different person. A lot of times that will scare people.
How different did you look, Neil?
I guess I had like a kind of a full goatee, and then I kind of shaved it all off.
Wow. She was willing to go out with you and had a goatee. You must have a lot of game on the phone.
That's what I'm thinking, Jubal. I think if anything, she'd be thankful that thing was gone.
Tell us about the concert, because the details that you put in your email, like I said, it sounds like it didn't go very smoothly.
Well, we were dancing, having a good time, and but just out of nowhere, she started talking about, comedy, and she started saying how much she likes Kevin Hart as a comedian.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of people.
I hate Kevin Hart.
What? Who hates Kevin Hart? I thought everyone loves Kevin Hart.
Neil does not like Kevin Hart.
Number one, he's overrated. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, hello, been there, done that.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the legends.
And he's like 2'4". I mean, come on.
All right.
And he's
so
short.
he's short
you
and
don't
you find
like
him
it because he's short.
unfunny.
So, I told her, look, Kevin Hart's not funny. And she just started like arguing back and forth how brilliant he is. And I just looked at her and said, he's just not funny.
Oh.
That's always good to start an argument with your date.
She brought it up, and I just told her the truth. I mean, the truth hurts.
You can't hold back for a second if you're on a first date and just go, yeah, okay, cool.
Look, what was I going to do? I can't lie to her. I don't want to start off the date relationship by lying. What if she brought home a bunch of Kevin Hart videos on our second date? Oh, my God.
Yeah,
What?
I know, right?
Why would you do that? There's like a lot of facts, including his paycheck, that back up that he's funny. And two, why even argue about it? Just say, oh, he's not my favorite and move on.
Maybe I should have did that, but, by the way, just because you get paid a lot of money doesn't mean you're funny.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
true.
never walked into a bank and got laughs.
yeah. What happened after you guys argued about Kevin Hart?
Well, then we, of course, a couple of good tunes came on, and we started dancing. And I actually had this full beer, and I kind of, spilled it on her. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
How much of the
much?
beer did you spill on her?
I think the lady behind me bumped me, but I guess like more than half the mug fell into her, kind of hit her on her jeans and on her sweater and stuff.
Oh, that
Okay,
sucks,
so you
man.
argued about Kevin Hart, and then you dumped a beer on her, is what it sounds like.
Did you apologize?
Of course I did. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. But,
Okay, that's good.
Well, I will say that one's an accident. I mean, it sucks, but it's an accident.
if Kevin Hart did it, I'm sure she wouldn't have mind.
Yeah. That guy can
Back
do
to Kevin
anything,
Hart.
right?
Been the funniest beer spill
Yeah,
ever.
it would have been funny, like slapstick.
So after you argued with her and then spilt a drink on her, how did you guys end things?
Well, I thought we recovered from that, and then she just said, you know what, I got to go, and she left.
Oh, yeah, you didn't recover from that
Yeah,
then.
no.
Not at all.
No hug
Yeah.
or kiss?
No, but I did text her. I just said, sorry about the beer. Didn't mean to do that. Though we made a connection. But also that, Kevin Hart, still not funny.
Wait,
You
like
told
you
her.
didn't give it up? You even put it in writing form about Kevin Hart?
Look, if she was a good sport and was into me, she would have thought that was funny. That was the
Yeah.
Remember,
And it
she
doesn't-
doesn't know funny because she likes Kevin Hart.
That's a good point. It doesn't sound like she thought it was funny because she's not calling you back and she also left in the middle of your date.
Well, look, even though it didn't end well, I still want another chance. She was cute, she was nice, and I know we made a connection,
Okay.
even though we had some differences.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call her and get your second date, all right?
All right.
All right, man. Hang on. Is there anything Kevin Hart is not involved in? He's in like everything in Hollywood. Every movie that
point.
comes out has Kevin Hart. Every TV show has something to do with Kevin Hart. He's the biggest name in comedy, and now he's involved in a second date. And he ruined Neil's potential for another date because
This guy.
Neil is on the phone for a second date. And if you missed the first part, he got into an argument with his date about whether or not Kevin Hart is funny. His date, Andrea, does like Kevin Hart, and Neil was not afraid to let her know that he didn't like Kevin Hart. And then after that, he spilled a beer on her,
Yeah.
which he says is by accident, and then she left, and she hasn't called him back. So we're fighting an uphill battle here, Neil.
Well, hey, listen, not funny is not funny.
Okay.
But I'm not talking about Kevin
All
Hart
right,
now. I'm
now
not-
this is not.
Yeah.
I feel like this is all this is going to turn into
Yeah.
is a discussion of Kevin Hart.
What can I tell you? His movies suck too. His stand-up is overrated.
Oh my God!
All right, Neil.
Neil.
We need to focus on trying to get you another date. So we need to drop Kevin Hart for a little while and talk about Andrea and call her.
Wow, that's the best thing I heard all day.
All right.
Okay. And, Neil, can I ask you though? Bigger picture. If you guys have two very different, sets of humor, do you think that this is going to be able to work out?
Hey, look, it's good to have differences, If people are the same and they fall in love, that would be kind of a boring relationship,
Yeah.
Look, my parents have been married forever, and they argue all the time. Spices it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I guess
that's what
that's
you're
the
looking for. I
secret
see.
to a long relationship.
That's
So.
correct, huh?
Well, I'm just saying, that's what kind of thing I'm looking for.
All right.
And you
Well-
found it. You found it in her.
We'll call Andrea right now and see if she's ready to argue with you on another date. Okay, Neil?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is this Andrea?
this is.
Andrea, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Oh, hi.
Hi, what was that sound you made?
That was her surprise sound. I think.
Almost like a hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the hiccups?
No, that was just my surprise sound.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Any idea why we're calling you?
I hope I won something.
No, you don't listen to the show very much. We never call people to give them anything.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, you don't listen to the show very much, do you? The reason why we're calling is because somebody emailed us about you for a second date.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you could be winning another date. I don't know.
Oh boy.
You've been on
boy.
many dates recently?
It sounds like she's been on many bad dates recently with the oh boy answer.
I have been on a date recently.
And how did it go?
It wasn't the best.
Okay.
I think we're talking about the same
Yeah, I
date.
think we might be talking about the
Sounds
same
like
guy. His name's Neil.
Yeah. That's his name.
The one. And Neil, not a Kevin Hart fan, is he?
No, it's not Kevin Hart fan. What can I say? It was just not the best matchup there on the online dating.
Was it the Kevin Hart argument, or not necessarily that he didn't like Kevin Hart, but the fact that he wouldn't let it go because he
No. That had really. That was sort of uncalled for, but it wasn't. No, it was not the thing.
Oh, really?
No, the biggest thing was that he just didn't really look like his profile picture.
Oh, he told us that too.
Really?
He told
I
us that.
forgot about
He
that
did
part.
tell us that. He said that he used to have a goatee. By the way, props to you for giving a guy with a goatee a shot. But he had it shaved by the time he met you.
He looks about 15 or 20 years younger in his profile picture than he did when we met.
Did you say
Whoa.
15 or 20?
Years?
At least. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was like, it must have been just a really, really old picture because I mean...
So what were you thinking when you saw him and he was so much older? Were you like, oh man, this guy might break a hip while we're at this concert?
Yeah, no. It was. I mean, it was a little shock. I mean, he wasn't like crotchety or anything, but
How old do you think he is?
well, I'm not exactly sure, but he did give me a hint when he spilled his beer on me.
What?
Was it Parkinson's setting in or something? I mean, how did he give you a hint that he
Like,
was
who are you?
old?
That's so messed up, Jubal.
I mean, I just confused how that would be a hint.
What did he do?
The cover band was playing like, kind of a wide range of music, and all of a sudden they start playing Huey Lewis and the News, and he just jumps up and down like, I mean, his beard goes everywhere. He's like, I haven't heard this since college. And I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't even born. Oh my God.
Since college.
Yes. I mean, isn't that the 80s? That's the 80s.
I think so.
I don't know.
So how old is
I can't
he?
even think of what that song would be.
Do you know what song it was?
It was like, Hip to Be Square.
Oh my God, that's
All right.
super old.
Something like that. I don't. Oh my God.
I don't even
You
know
guys can
that.
talk more about it. I'm gonna Google it real quick to see when that song came out.
Yeah.
So if you had to give him a number, how old do you think he is?
Actually, you know what, Andrea? Let's just ask him because he's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep.
Neil.
Hey,
Neil!
hey, Andrea, when's the last time you looked at your profile picture?
Whoa!
Whoa.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, what is that?
Dang.
Neil!
Holy crap.
I mean, have you looked at your profile picture? I was assuming I was meeting someone around my age.
Oh!
At least it was taken in this decade. You couldn't say that for yours. That's the 90s. It's from the 90s.
Oh!
Oh my God, you're making me sound like I'm B. Arthur or something like that.
Who's B. Arthur?
Arthur.
I'm just saying.
I think she was a golden girl.
B. Arthur was a golden girl?
I think so.
Andrea, how do you not know who B. Arthur is? Golden Girl? Oh my God.
What's a
Her
golden
comedic
girl?
timing is unbelievable.
Okay.
She is
So-
funny now that I know who she is.
Neil, I'm starting to believe Andrea now that you're older than you say you are.
Listen, I'm a few years older than her, I'll give you that, but it's not like she was, 19 years old over there. I mean, come on now.
Wait, so now you're saying that it's okay that you lied about your age because she looks old?
I didn't lie. It just didn't come up until, a good Huey Lewis song came on and I got a little excited. But I mean,
You got to tell people how old you are before you meet them, or at least use a recent picture, man. I mean, come on.
you know what? I'm only a few years older than you, so let's not get
You are
carried
at
away.
least 15 years older than me, man.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll
I'm
tell you what.
surprised
You know what?
don't understand the comedy of Kevin Hart. It is not of your generation.
Oh,
maybe-
there it is.
It's actually a good point.
You know what? Why don't we go on another date and we can get our profiles picture taken at the same time? How about
Oh my God.
Neil, how old are you? It is killing me. Will you please tell me how old you are?
Why would I tell you anything about how old I am?
Because we're trying to see if Andrea is right or not about your age.
Yeah, but listen, I'm in shape. I'm healthy. I make a good living. Then
Then if you're so in
like
shape,
Richard Pryor more than Kevin Hart?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Yeah,
that
that's
sort
true.
of says it.
You did make a Rolling Stones reference when we first talked to you.
I remember that.
And then you talked about older comedians. And I went on Wikipedia while you guys were talking. Hip to Be Square, that Huey Lewis song, 1986.
What? You were in college in 1986, Neil?
Oh, man.
Hey, you know what? You guys are killing me with this age thing. You know what? Let me tell you something. Age is just a number.
Yeah, a number that you have to be honest about.
Listen, by the way, that was a younger reference. You guys are making fun of me because of that, but that was R. Kelly.
Yeah, not necessarily a younger reference still,
Yeah,
Neil.
that's still pretty old.
Are you kidding me? No one in that room knows the reference? R. Kelly? I mean, you're in the music business. He's the guy who peed on people. How did you not know that?
We know who R. Kelly is.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really been relevant for a few years.
Or a decade.
Years.
Next thing you know, I'm going to end up at a Green Day concert. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Green Day.
What are you doing, dude?
Yes.
Oh my God. Change your profile picture and stop trying to get younger women, Neil.
Hey, when's the last time you looked at your website? I mean, hello, Airbrush City over there.
All right. Neil, I'm just going to put you out of
Wow.
your misery. Misery, that was an old movie you probably remember.
Kathy Bates. Right?
Yeah, Kathy Bates was in that, Neil. Andrea, would you like to go out with Neil on a second date? We will pay for it.
If I wanted to date my grandfather's best friend, I would say yes, but no.
Oh.
And good luck with your Social Security, Mr. Neal.
This is crazy. You know what I mean? You meet a nice guy. Maybe he's got a couple years on you. Shows you to a nice time, and you're blowing him off over an age. You know what? That's the problem with the kids today. They're always on the computers and everything.
Thank you for confirming everything for us, Neil.
You whippersnappers.
Appreciate it.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know that you had a successful date when at the end of the date, you drop her off and you text her and say, hey, we should totally go out again sometime. I had so much fun. And then she texts you back and says, hey, please never text me again. That's how you know that you have had yourself a successful first date.
Oh, man.
And that's apparently what happened to Dave, who is on the phone with us right now. He wants to do a second date update to a girl named Hannah.
Okay.
What happened, Dave?
I don't know, man. I'm really confused by what was going on.
You said your email said that at the end of your date you texted her and said I'd love to see you again, and she texted you back and said don't ever text me again. You don't know what went wrong on your date?
No, I really don't. I was a little nervous. That could be it, but I really don't know what happened.
How could you possibly think that doing a second date is a good idea then if she said never talk to me again?
You know, just to show her, you know, I was just nerves and I'm really a cooler person than she may think I am. I take another shot and I might get it.
Okay, so you just want to basically call up and beg her for a second date when you know she's not interested.
When you put it like that.
It doesn't sound desperate at all.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your date?
Well, I just got out of a long relationship, and a friend of a friend told me that this girl, Hannah, she just got out of a long relationship too, and I checked her out on Facebook, and she seemed pretty cool, and the date got set up, and we went out. I might have been a little shaky, a little jittery, because, you know, it's my first date after so long.
Yeah.
Did you talk about how you had just gotten out of a long relationship a lot?
I might have referenced it once or twice, but I don't think it was that much.
But you didn't sit across the table from her and go, oh, you remind me so much of my ex. We used to have so much fun together.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
We laugh and joke, but that has happened on
Yeah.
second date updates. That is a real struggle out there.
It is hard, you know, after being with someone for so long and trying to start over, but I made an active effort to just be focused on her.
How was the conversation on the date?
It was pretty good. It was light. I might have been talking a little bit of a higher register. When I get nervous, my voice kind of changes and raises, so, and I talk a little jittery. I'm a little nervous right now calling into you guys, so it's a little hard. I'm not a good public speaker, and it takes me a while.
What are you thinking? You're giving a speech to this woman?
Well, when you get to know new people, you know how hard it is to make that connection, and it takes a little bit of work and trying to figure out how to say things the right way.
But you must have done something, though, to make her angry
Yeah, why would she
to
say
give
that?
you a response like that right after the date. Don't you think?
All I know is at one point I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, things were totally different.
Oh.
What do you mean it was different?
Like, before I went to the bathroom, you know, we were talking, laughing, she was making jokes, and we were having a good time. But when I came back from the bathroom, she was just cold and distant.
Like a completely different person?
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a personality change. It was like she was replaced with a robot.
Maybe she's possessed by a demon.
Oh, yeah, that should be your automatic jump to conclusion there.
She sounds like a crazy person to me.
Did you spend like an uncomfortable amount of time in the bathroom?
I don't think so. I don't like what you're implying.
You're in there for 45 minutes.
Maybe things got weird. I don't know.
And I was nervous beforehand, but when I came back and she was totally silent, I got more nervous. I got shaky. I was trying to really force the conversation, and my voice got really high. And it felt so uncomfortable.
How long after you came back from the bathroom did the date continue?
5 minutes, maybe.
Oh.
That's it?
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. Like, it was awkward for like a minute, and then she told me she had to go.
Do you know, is she over her ex? Because you said they were together a long time.
I don't know. It didn't come up much in the conversation.
I mean, like, if I was on a date and, like, my ex-boyfriend texted me, it definitely changed my mood.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say never call me again. You wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
That's
You might
true.
be like, I'm kind of busy. We can't go out again. Not like, hey, you're an a-hole. Don't ever contact me.
I want to know why. It's just the finality of it. That's all I want. I just want to know why.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and find out why she hates you. Okay.
I hope she doesn't hate me.
We'll get your second date update right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Dave is on the phone with us right now. We're about to call a girl named Hannah who he went out on a date with. We know that Hannah doesn't like Dave very much at all. But what we don't know is why she doesn't like him. Apparently the date was going fine. And then at some point he got up to go to the bathroom, came back, and she was very cold. The date ended shortly after that. He even texted her after the date, was like, we should totally hang out again. And she texted him back saying, don't ever text me again. You know,
That's so mean to laugh, but
Yeah.
Dave, I think I figured out why she might be mad at you.
Really?
Yeah, I think the mistake you made was you didn't invite her to the bathroom with you. That's a little trick that not a lot of guys know. Chicks dig it when you look at them across the table and go, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. You want to come with me and do stuff?
what are we going to do? Hold it for you while you go?
Sure, whatever you
That
want to do.
is
I said do stuff. It could be anything. So maybe she's upset because you didn't invite her to the bathroom with you.
I don't think so, dude. I don't.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, fancy.
She got a nice ringtone.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Hannah, please?
this is Hannah.
Hey, Hannah, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay,
How are you today?
I'm fine.
I'm calling you because we recently got an email from someone who listens to our show asking if we could get you on the phone.
Okay.
His name is Dave, and you two recently went out on a date.
I don't quite understand.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update, and that's why Dave emailed us. And Dave told us a little bit about your date and how at the end of it he texted you saying you should hang out again, and you told him you never wanted to talk to him again, essentially.
That's correct, yes.
Whoa.
Do you have a few minutes to talk to us? Because Dave really wants to know what he did wrong. Can you tell us what happened?
I kind of thought he would have figured it out by now.
Oh, really? So he should know how he screwed up?
He really should.
Okay, he told us, we talked to him about your date, and he said that everything seemed fine and that you two were hitting it off. And then he says he went to the bathroom and came back, and you seemed very cold and distant, and then the date ended shortly after that.
Yes, it did. He kept saying how nervous and shy he was, but I got a feeling after he went to the bathroom that he's not always that way.
Whoa.
What do you
What
mean?
did you? Was he making like weird noises in there or something? I mean,
That would have been even better, but everything was going fine. He'd excuse himself, and as I was sitting there, I got a Snapchat message from him.
Okay.
he was Snapchatting you from the bathroom.
What?
Right? That was a little odd in the first place.
Okay.
But I don't think that he meant to Snapchat me.
What do you mean by that?
I think he meant to send it to a friend or a group of friends, and I accidentally got included.
What?
What did he say?
Well, understand I'm sitting at a table in a restaurant, and I open this video, and as it starts playing, there he is
with urinals behind him, and he says, "Hey guys, in the middle of this date, and this guy's about to bang his first in years."
No, he did not.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious, and it didn't stop. He kept going.
That is cool. I mean, when we talked to him, he sounded like the most conservative, nervous dude on the planet.
Yeah, and maybe one of his faces, but he's definitely got two sides to him.
Oh, no.
What else did he say in his Snapchats?
The next one was something like, "Is she even down there? I'll report back later because this guy's getting some."
Oh, my God.
Wow. No wonder you were annoyed when he came back.
Yeah.
You should have just snapped him back, been like, "Hey, don't come back to the table. I'm leaving."
Honestly, I could not believe when I was watching the video and trying to remember that this was the sweet guy that was sitting across from the table telling me how nervous he was. And then I see this video, and I wanted to get up and run.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't unleash on him when he came back to the table.
I was so shocked. I didn't even know what to do. I looked up, and he was walking out.
Yeah.
Just stabbed him with your butter knife when he came back.
Exactly where I would have gone with it. I've never used Snapchat before. Is it that obvious to like make that big of a mistake and not realize you're sending it to someone?
Actually, it is because there's a lot of recent, so you can accidentally click on the last person that you.
I wonder if that's what he did.
Yeah, so who knows how many people he sent that to.
So you think it was just like him bragging to his friends about something that he thought was going to happen?
I have no idea what would possess anybody to send something like that.
I don't think he has any idea that he sent that Snapchat to you.
There's no way.
Maybe he needs to learn how to use Snapchat better.
Maybe.
Seriously.
I'd love to find out if he knows that he sent that Snapchat to you.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't ever really want to talk to him again.
Oh, that's too bad because, Hannah, he's actually on the other line listening right now.
Seriously?
If he hasn't hung up yet.
Yeah.
Dave, are you there?
Oh, my
Dave, you're an idiot.
Seriously, you're out on a nice date and you decide to go to the bathroom and call your date a and send out stuff like that to your friends? Honestly.
I wasn't being serious. I'm so sorry.
You weren't being serious. Well, what did your friends think? What happened? Oh, yeah, I'm going to go out with this guy again, and I'm going to meet your friends who got this video? I don't think so. Come on.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
I'm sure you didn't, but you did. You did do it.
Yeah, it's a tough place to come back from when you call your date a and then talk about it if you're going to discover if her nether regions are or not, you know?
There's something he will never find out.
Yeah.
It was just me messaging my friends. It was just boys being boys. I really didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, boys being boys, but you obviously sent it to more than just your boys because I got it.
Yeah, were you sending it to your whole contact list, Dave?
No, I didn't mean to. I meant to just send it to a few friends.
Do you always call your dates a when you're talking to your buddies? I mean,
God,
I think
no.
that's the real problem here.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I was only joking. I haven't been out on a date in 6 years.
I wonder why.
I really don't. I don't think you're a. It doesn't matter if you're or not. If you are, that's great. Oh my God.
I really don't care what you meant or didn't mean. The fact is you said this out. There's nothing you can do to change that. You know.
Hannah, I promise if you gave me one chance, I can prove that I'm not that guy. I really am not that guy.
You are that guy.
I'm really not.
No, I think, Dave, you are that guy because you did it.
Unfortunately.
But I would still love to ask Hannah if she will go out with Dave on a second date. Hannah, we will pay for it.
It's not going to happen, Dave. Not now, not ever. This isn't sexy. I'm over it.
Oh, please, just one more
Now,
chance.
Stop. Just stop.
Oh, my gosh. Seriously.
All right. Well, Hannah, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you staying on with us and telling us what happened.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Also, I would like to answer his question, though, Hannah.
And which question is that?
The thing.
So disgusting.
Oh, my gosh. You and Dave should get along just fine.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Just got a text message in at 78592. Says, my friend accidentally Snapchatted his junk to his whole contact list.
Shut up.
When he meant to send it to his girlfriend.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. How much would you pay to accidentally get one of those sent to you?
It'd be amazing if all of a sudden I opened up a friend's Snapchat and it was that. They would never hear the end of it. Why did they text that in? Well, because in case you missed a second date update, Dave wanted us to call this girl named Hannah because she wasn't calling him back after their date. Actually, she was pretty blunt that she never wanted to see him again. Dave went to the bathroom during their date, sent a Snapchat to his friends saying like, oh, I'm totally going to nail her right after, things like that.
Yeah.
And he accidentally sent it to Hannah, who was sitting at the table, got the text or the Snapchat that he had sent from the bathroom and decided that she didn't want to go out with him again.
Yeah, because he was like an undercover douchebag. Like he was playing nice guy the whole time. And then in reality, you're that guy.
No. I think he is a nice guy, and he was excited, just trying to show off to his friends, and it made him look like a bad guy.
Yeah, it says
Either
one
way.
guy who always refers to his dates as sleuths.
But they know they're sleuths, Brooke.
The only thing that we did learn is make sure you check your Snapchats or text messages a couple of times before you send it.
Yeah.
Only send that type of stuff to the people you want to send it to and not the person that you're out on a date with because it won't end well for you.
No.
All right, remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A guy named Cody is on the phone for a second date update today, and he said his date was a disaster. But in his email, he said the girl that he met actually showed up looking better than her profile picture, so I don't know how anything could be a disaster after that. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Okay, so your date was a disaster?
It was.
Was it your fault, Cody?
It was my fault, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that, though. That's good.
Find out more about that in just a second. But first, tell us about the girl you want to call. What's her name?
Her name's Natalie.
Natalie. And you said she actually showed up looking better than her profile picture? That's rare.
Yeah, I mean, we met on Tinder, and I got to the bar early because I wanted to be there to kind of scope out a good place to wait and just to be ready. And, she walked through the door, and, yeah, she looked even better than she looked on Tinder. And
Awesome.
Did you act shocked when you talked to her? Like, oh, my God.
Hopefully not.
I was like, oh, man, you looked only okay, but no.
Yeah.
That could have been a disaster.
Like, you are horribly photogenic. Like, in person, way more beautiful.
You take terrible pictures. Not at all.
What was your actual interaction like?
So she came in, she saw me, she came right over, gave me like a big hug.
Good.
And I have to admit, I was like immediately really nervous. Like, okay, is this too good to be true? Everything's got to go well. And, so we're like looking over the menu to order a drink. And she was like, hey, would you mind doing Jell-O shots?
Whoa.
Dude, I like this girl.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, who's going to turn down Jell-O shots? This is really going great. And so we're like doing Jell-O shots, and she's talking about like family vacations to her family's lake house. And
Awesome.
like she's, like really opening up right off the bat.
Like she's talking about taking you to her family vacation spot or just in general?
She was talking about it in general, but I felt like she was maybe going there. But
Okay.
Plus, you might have been drunk or something at that point. I mean, it doesn't sound like a disaster at all, unless those Jell-O shots led to more Jell-O shots, which led to other kinds of shots, and then it became a disaster.
it was not a disaster at that point, but hang with me. We're getting to the disaster part.
Okay.
So honestly, I'm feeling like everything's going great, right? She looks great. She's opening up about her family. Maybe she's going to invite me to, this lake house. We're getting kind of drunk. And I start to notice this smell.
At the bar?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I'm like trying to sniff around a little bit without being too obvious. And after a few minutes, I'm like, oh, crap. It's me. Not, oh, crap. I'm going to crap myself. Didn't mean to say, oh, crap.
I was going to say, that would definitely be a bad thing to do on a date. So you smelled?
Yeah, I smelled.
I don't get it. Like you farted or what?
Like deodorant?
No, BO. I mean, I plan on going home after work to shower, but work went a little too late.
Oh.
It was like one of those in-betweens where like I didn't have enough time to go home to shower, but I had more than enough time to get to the bar, so I took a walk there.
Oh.
Okay, so you're nice and ripe.
Ripe, yeah.
And then, got really nervous right off the bat, which I'm sure kicked into all of that. It just was, it was a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
So you read.
What'd you do? Just keep your arms to your side the whole time?
No, I excused myself to go to the bathroom and tried to wash my pits, wash a little down there because the Jello shots had me feeling optimistic.
Down there, so you took a little hooker shower in the bathroom.
Yeah, sure, that sounds about right. And I used the hand soap, and I came back, and almost immediately it started to sting down there.
Wait, you put hand soap down there? And just tried to splash water?
I just wanted to make sure if we got to that business, it was smelling all right down there.
Yeah. I just wish I could have walked in on you in the bathroom. That would have been nice and awkward.
It wasn't good. So I had to excuse myself again, and now she's kind of like, what's up? Why all these bathroom trips? And I'm like, I'll just be right back.
Okay.
And I go to the bathroom, and this is where it gets so much worse. I'm trying to wash it off.
Oh, no.
I'm getting water all over myself. I literally just ditched my underwear at this point.
Oh, my God.
Now I've got water all down the front of my pants.
Oh.
And so it's one of those eco-friendly bathrooms. There's no hand towels. It's just a blow dryer.
Oh my God. And you're just standing naked in the bar bathroom at this point is what it sounds like.
I've got my shirt on. But yeah, no, I'm trying to dry off my pants in the hand dryer.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
So did you come back to the table drenched?
Or naked?
You just decided to ditch all the clothes altogether?
No, yeah, that would have been a move. No, I came back, and I think I just couldn't get my pants dry, and I was just really sweating at this point, and just launched into this whole tirade on modern toilets. I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. The toilet exploded on me. Modern toilets are all too powerful. It's almost like an out-of-body experience hearing this crazy man talk about the toilet power.
Okay. What was her attitude at this point?
Rightfully so. She's like, hey, maybe we should reschedule.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
Right, but ouch.
And did the date end right there then?
Well, at that point, I also thought that was probably the best decision. So I'm like, yeah, we should totally reschedule. Look, honestly, I was having a great time. I think this could be great. And, I think I probably, in some desperation, maybe threw out a few more. I had a great time at her, and then we parted ways. And I've reached out to her a few times, and not shockingly, she hasn't responded. But I just feel like she's pretty awesome. I really screwed it up. I would just like the chance for her to get to know me and to go on a second date.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you missed the first part of today's second date update, a dude named Cody is on the phone, and he didn't get intimate with his date on his first date, but he did get intimate with a hand dryer in a bar bathroom. So if you missed it, Cody went out with this girl named Natalie. He met her on Tinder. She showed up actually looking better than her profile picture. But during the date, he noticed that he smelled a bit funky because he hadn't showered. He didn't have time to do that after work. So he went into the bathroom and tried to clean up using the hand soap in the bathroom. But after his first try, he went back to the table and he washed his downstairs, and it started to sting a little bit because he didn't get all the soap off. So went back to the bathroom and tried again, and then just ended up getting his pants all wet, and it was awkward when he went back to the table. And they decided to end things there, and he hasn't heard from her since. Cody, you ready to do the second part of your second date update?
I'm ready.
And are you wanting to be fully honest with her? Because honestly, if you said, hey, you were really beautiful, I got really nervous, I had a funk going because I was at work, I tried to fix it, and things just went wrong. I feel like she should be understanding.
I don't really want to get into that. I definitely don't want you guys to be the one
right.
to say it. If you can get her on the phone, let's see how it goes.
Well, I mean, she noticed that your pants and stuff were wet, though, right?
I feel like the reason is better than making something up.
No, but he blamed it on the toilet, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's even weirder, man. You're battling a toilet.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just really bad. I'm just hoping we can save it because she's a quality girl.
All right, well, we'll try. I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Natalie, please?
This is Natalie.
Natalie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm good. I'm sorry. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, okay. How can I help you?
Hi. Well, I don't know. Have you heard of the show before?
It sounds a little familiar. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, the first thing you can help with is maybe listening once and seeing if you like it. And then other than that, we got an email about you from somebody who does listen to the show.
Okay.
So we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have heard of this before. It's that like roses, something to do with like roses, right?
No, very similar though. Yeah. Similar, but no, it's a little bit different. But you went out with a dude named Cody, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, Cody emailed us and we talked to him and he told us about your date. He said that he liked you a lot, but he also said that you're not calling him back.
That is true.
Okay, and Cody wants to know why.
He had really nice things to say about you. He thought you were a quality woman.
Oh, well, that's very nice. I don't know exactly what to say. It was definitely one of the most awkward dates I've been on.
What was so awkward about it?
I don't know exactly what it was. Like, he was just clearly having a hard time that night.
Like with everything or just towards the end?
It was like sort of started towards like the middle, I guess. And then it just kept getting like stranger. And then we ended up just deciding like, hey, let's just call it a night and maybe like reschedule.
How so? What do you mean by stranger?
So he was definitely very sweaty, I guess, which was like fine at first, like whatever. But like he kept going to the bathroom. And one of the times this guy who actually came out of the bathroom and came over to me and was like, hey, are you with that guy? And he's like, I don't know what his deal is, but he just offered me $40 to switch pants with him.
What? And the guy told you that?
Oh.
Yeah.
That is so weird. What did you think?
I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh, okay. It was so weird. And like at this point, I'm like, all kinds of things are creeping into my mind. I'm like, whatever it is, it must have been like bad or gross to like try to switch pants with a stranger in the bathroom.
Yeah, but then don't you feel bad for him?
I did feel bad. Like, what do you do? So I'm just sitting there.
So what do you think happened while he was in there?
I don't know if he had an accident, like pooped himself in the bathroom.
That's what you think happened.
Yeah, I don't know what else to think. Like, it must have been bad. It must have been gross. He was like all flustered and everything. And it's just like, before I was like, yeah, let's do these Jello shots. Like, I'll probably make out with this guy tonight. And now if I think about that, I'm thinking about gross things. I'm like, I don't even know how that'll work.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad. I haven't texted him back, but like, I just like, I don't know how to get past that.
Well, you don't have to feel too bad because you can talk to him right now. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah, I think he's still there. Cody, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Oh my God. I would not have said that much about it if I knew.
You thought I pooped myself?
I mean, what was I supposed to think?
Yeah.
Right, she's still thinking you pooped yourself.
Yeah,
like right now,
true.
she's thinking you didn't. Like
I've never pooped myself. I would never have pooped myself. I don't
we've
know.
all pooped.
I mean, I'm sure you have
ourselves
at some point in
yeah,
your life.
I mean,
I'm not like judging you because it happened. I'm just like, I don't know
It didn't
how
happen.
to like.
it didn't happen.
I'm serious. It really didn't happen. I didn't.
Okay, then Cody, if you really didn't poop your pants, then like, what the hell was going on?
Okay, so I was going to go home and shower after work to get ready for the date, but I didn't have time, so like I walked to the restaurant and I got a little bit sweaty, and then you walked into that place and I was just stunned by you, and I got really nervous. Like, you were more than I expected, and once like the date started happening, you were really cool, and
then he pooped himself.
No, you're making
No, I didn't. I didn't poop myself. Please stop.
Okay.
It does sound like you're leading up to nervous diarrhea. I'm going to agree with it.
No.
I've never had nervous diarrhea in my life.
I'm sorry, Cody. He didn't poop himself.
No, you didn't.
I swear. I had BO. Like, you didn't smell that? Like,
No.
it smelled like vinegar.
vinegar
I
sweats?
mean, I honestly, like, I didn't smell anything at the beginning of the date. I don't know what you were doing in the bathroom if it wasn't that, but I feel like you're just trying to make up an excuse about it, which I understand it's embarrassing, but like, it happens.
No, I'm not making up an excuse. Not at all. That's the truth. I was at BO.
So what'd you do in the bathroom, Cody? You got to finish the story.
Yeah, please.
So I wasn't carrying deodorant with me. So when I went to the bathroom, the only thing I could do was wash my pits with water and hand soap. But then, I was thinking, like, I don't know, maybe it was the Jell-O shots. I was thinking, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe tonight we'll go pretty far. And so I washed my with hand soap.
You should have stuck with poop in your pants.
And when I came back, it was stinging really badly. And I started to sweat more. And I went back to the bathroom to try to get the soap off of my junk. And it obviously made a big wet mess. And like, I threw out my underwear there. It still sounds like I pooped myself. I didn't poop myself. I got really wet. And I was trying to dry myself off with a hand dryer. I mean, it was like the worst.
Cody, I don't know if you're telling the truth, which I'm still not really sure if you are. When you first showed up, I did find you attractive, and I thought you had kind of like a manly smell. If anything, it was kind of a turn on. Like, nothing smells gross or weird. Like, that's why I said, like, let's grab some Jell-O shots.
She liked your sweaty armpits.
So I don't know. The lengths you went to seem, if that's what happened, seem a little extra.
Seem a little extra. That's a very good way to put it.
I mean, to hear you say that when you felt that my smell was manly, it's so frustrating to hear. I went through all those steps. I did all that craziness, and you actually liked the smell. It's, I feel so stupid.
Well, Natalie, would you like to go on a second date with Cody? We'll pay for it. He can get all sweaty before he shows up and knows that he doesn't have to take a shower in the bathroom.
It's actually a really good sign, Natalie, that you have that type of chemistry with this dude.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm serious.
I mean, we did. That was before. Like, now I still don't know. I don't know.
Come on, who doesn't want to start their love story with a good poop story?
I don't. That's the problem. I don't, but I don't know.
Well, knowing now that he didn't go to the bathroom on himself, he was just feeling sweaty and gross. Would you like to go out with him again?
Give him another chance.
Yeah, come on, we'll pay.
If it's not true, all that stuff makes him seem a little crazy. But I don't know.
I promise I'm normal. I promise to just.
It's always, yeah.
That's what normal people always say, Cody.
I know. I was like, that's what you want to hear. I do feel bad about not texting him back because I did say we'd reschedule. So, I'm not promising anything. I just want to maybe we could meet up, a little friendly-ish and just see how it goes.
Is that good?
I'll take it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Right now.
Good. Well, congratulations, Cody. You got a second date.
Kind of.
I'm going for a run right now.
Yeah, get nice and sweaty.
Yeah.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
For today's second date update, we got an email from a listener named Tanya, and her email said that she's desperate and needs our help.
Oh, okay. Well, we are the perfect place for desperate people.
Yeah, I didn't even read her email. I just saw an email from a female that said she was desperate, and I was like, okay, cool. We'll talk to her.
Yeah.
See what it's all about.
Okay.
Because I like desperate females. So what's up, Tanya? How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Yeah, you do sound desperate.
Yeah.
Did you hear that high?
Yeah.
Oh, Tanya, things are bad, aren't they?
They are. I really screwed up, and I would love your help.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, before we get into the screw up, tell us a little bit about the person you want to call today. What's his name?
Okay, well, his name is James, and he's just really funny and handsome and kind of the whole package, and I was so into him, and I'm so frustrated.
He sounds really dreamy. How did you meet James?
Backstory, I'm recently divorced.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to get back into the dating scene, so a coworker of mine said, hey, I have this friend who also got out of a relationship. Like, could I hook you up?
Okay, so your friend hooked you up with James.
Yeah. So I went for it. I thought, what the heck, why not? Like, it's one day, it might be terrible, but we decided to meet up for a drink, and I got there, and the first impression was that he was very handsome. And I was like, thanks, girlfriend.
Yeah, right? Because that's always a hit or miss. You never know what people are going to set you up with.
Right, because, like, your friends, you know, like, they may think somebody's handsome or attractive, and you get there and you're like, no, you clearly have different tastes.
Totally. Usually, anytime my friends have hooked me up with somebody, I've always gone back to them and like, what were you thinking? That person's so wrong for me in every way.
Right.
That's what I was afraid of, but in this circumstance, that wasn't the case.
Wow.
And we started talking, and he was actually really funny and, like, quick-witted, which is a huge turn-on for me.
Oh, my God. So he wasn't just pretty? He was more than that?
Exactly. He was pretty and funny.
Oh.
Okay. So was the date good then? You think the date was a success?
It was great. And, you know, I was, like, suddenly interested in him long term, you know?
Oh, my gosh. It's your first date back from being divorced, girl.
Okay, well, you might be proud of me then for what I did next. I decided to invite him back to my place.
Now you're getting back to the single life.
I'm so embarrassed.
Listen to her.
So we got back to my place, and we, like, started making out within, like, 10 seconds.
Ew, gross.
There.
Yuck.
Oh,
Gross.
my gosh. Whatever. That is so hot.
All right, so did you guys hook up then? All the way?
All the way. It does sound like a junior high question.
Yeah, you like him like more than a friend?
But I'm also curious.
Unfortunately, no. So this is where I am just kicking myself, okay?
What?
So we're, like, making out on the couch, and I hear keys jingling in the door.
Oh, no.
What?
Wait, do you have a roommate?
I don't have a roommate.
You're not fully divorced yet. You're just going through like the paperwork process and your husband came home.
Whoa, that was specific.
So
Well, I was joking. I mean, is that for real?
it's pretty for real.
What?
Girl, what are you doing? You're living with a almost ex and you're inviting a dude that's hot back to your place? That you
No.
Wait.
You misunderstand because he doesn't live with me anymore, but he still has keys. And he said that he just, like, came to pick something up.
Oh, no. What bad timing.
Oh, man.
What time at night is this? Because it sounds like he's just trying to ruin your spot, man.
That's what it felt like. Basically what happened is, so James, like, jumps up and he's like, I'm sorry, and, like, immediately apologizes to my ex and then, like, runs out the door.
Wait,
Oh, man.
what did your ex say to him?
I mean, he was just kind of dumbfounded. He just kind of stood there like, sorry.
And you were like, yep, moving on. What do you think? Single looks good on me, doesn't it? Idiot.
I mean, I'm not going to say that didn't feel a little good.
Right, of course. And because he was hot, too. So it's not even like you were, like, hooking up with a downgrade. This was an upgrade, it sounds like.
Total upgrade.
And have you tried to get a hold of James since? I mean, we obviously know why your date was screwed up.
So he hasn't responded to any calls or text messages, and it's killing me because I just want to tell him, like, hey, like, I forgot that my ex had keys. I'm sorry, like, we're getting divorced. It wasn't anything like that, you know?
Yeah, but getting divorced and divorced are two different things. Like, maybe he just doesn't want to be involved in that.
I wish that he would just at least talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, our mutual friend, I've talked to her, and she won't give up any information. She's like, I don't want to be in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody wants to be in the middle of that. Even including us. We might not do the second date update, actually. I don't want to get in the middle of it.
No.
But I will say to your credit, it's not like your ex-husband came in like, oh, that's my wife, and I'm going to live. Like, it sounds like it was pretty chill.
Right. It was chill, except for James was like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, in my head, I'm like, he shouldn't be apologizing because he's my ex, you know? Like, it's not like my ex still has ownership or ever had ownership of me, you know? Like,
and it's not like you live with your ex.
Right.
Except he does have keys to your house and shows up at all hours of the night, which
that part's kind of
right. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, hang on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you just tuned in to today's second date update, it's less like a second date update and more like a scene from the popular Spanish soap opera Casa de Tanya. You know the episode I'm talking about where Tanya goes out on a date with a guy and then brings him back to her house. And in the middle of them making out on the couch, oh no, Dios mío, there's keys rattling at the door. And then the door opens and it's none other than Alejandro, Tanya's ex-husband. Muy malo.
Oh, no.
And then drama ensues. Tanya, it's pretty much an accurate depiction of what happened on your date?
I wish it was. That sounds a lot more romantic than what actually happened.
Yeah.
Like Telemundo.
I mean, let's be
Yeah, I
honest.
know.
And if it was a real soap opera, he would have been risen from the dead to come back to your house.
Yep, and then she would have slapped both of them, and it would have been crazy.
Maybe that happened. We don't know yet. We haven't talked to James. All right, Tanya, we're about to call James and see if the fact that your ex-husband came over to your house while you guys were making out ruined everything for you. Are you ready?
I just want to do over, you know, guys? Like, I just want to do it again.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to dial James' phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone and find out if we can get you another date, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to James, please?
Yeah, this is he.
James, how you doing, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show?
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Why are you calling me?
Just to talk.
No, that's not why we're calling you.
You know, we're calling random people who might listen to the show and just saying, hey, what's up, James? What's new in your life, you know? It's been a while.
I don't actually listen to your show. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, then in that case, I'll just tell you that we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. So we got an email about you from one of our listeners, and her name is Tanya.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, it is Tanya. I
No,
checked.
thank you. No, thanks.
Wait, no thank you as in you don't want to talk about Tanya, or you don't care to know what she emailed us?
Really, any of it. I don't want to be any part of that drama whatsoever.
Okay.
That girl's evil. And I don't want. No, thank you. I'm good.
Evil. All right, hold on, though. James, don't go anywhere. Listen, hear me out for a second, all right? Because Tanya did email us, and she told us what happened on your date, and the fact that her ex-husband came over to her house while you guys were, like, hanging out on the couch or whatever. And she feels bad about that. I don't think that makes her evil.
And it sounds like she maybe wasn't like totally honest with you because she's actually still in the middle of the divorce, not totally divorced yet, but they're separated. Like they're not a thing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I do not want to be part of any of this drama. So
No.
thank you for calling. I'm gonna
James,
go.
well, hold up, James. I don't think there's as much drama as you think, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like, I mean, from her description, I mean, yeah, that's super awkward that her ex-husband would walk in when you guys were hanging out on the couch, but it doesn't sound like there was like a big beef or something.
No, it seems like I know a whole lot more about this than you guys do.
What?
Well, you were there, so that would make
Yeah,
sense.
all we know is what Tanya told us, and what she told us is that her ex came over, and then you left thinking that maybe there was more going on.
Yeah, there is a whole lot more going on.
What else
Okay,
is
well,
going
can you
on?
tell us?
I mean-
Just real quick?
No, I told you I'm going to go, so I really
No,
don't want to
come on,
talk about
James.
any of this stuff, man.
It's really quick.
Can you
man.
just, for a second, we'll get you off the phone quick, I promise. Tell us one thing, like what else is there to the story?
If you really want to know,
Yes, just like I said, quickly.
after the date, I was completely pissed off by the whole situation. So I go to our friend and I'm like, why would you even put me in that situation? Like, why would you do that to me? And she wouldn't tell me, and she was like being coy or whatever. And eventually she came out with it that Tanya's still in love with her ex and that she'd planned the whole thing just so that like he would show up and see us together and set me up. And
What?
I was a pawn in this whole game for her to make her ex-husband jealous.
Wait, so she like set up the timing of her ex coming back into the house just so her ex could see?
Yeah, apparently she told her ex what time we'd be there so that the timing would work out so that he would walk in on us.
Whoa. Are
And you have a problem with that?
sure?
Yeah.
That's a problem for you, James?
Yeah, I've got a big problem with that because I don't like to be used in that way or, put on the spot like I'm being put on the spot right now. So.
Oh my God! But that doesn't make sense. If that's what she was doing, why would she contact us to get you and her to go out on a second date?
Because she's evil. Like I said, she's crazy and she's evil, and that's all this whole thing is about. So
yeah, but it takes a lot of effort to email a radio show and then talk to us and then call you and do all that. If she didn't actually like you and she was just trying to set up her ex, do you think she would do all that?
It's actually not that much effort to email someone. So
That's a very good point.
Good point.
But I don't get it.
James,
Why would her friend call her out like that?
I don't know. I really I'm really over all of this, and so the whole situation. There's literally nothing you can say to make me feel better about this. So I should really.
Well, James, hold on. I know you're trying to go, but what if I tell you Tanya's on the other line and wants to talk to you? Would that make you feel better?
No. Is she?
Yes, James, I'm here. Please don't go. Just will you just hear me out, please?
No. I'm good.
Look, I'm so embarrassed, and I just want to say how sorry I am that this happened. And look, I didn't mean for it to happen the way that it did. And
wait, or did you? That's the whole question. Did you mean for it to happen that way?
Well, sort of.
What?
But
exactly.
No.
my gosh.
Okay, wait. Let me explain.
Exactly.
Let me explain. I wasn't over my ex yet at the time, and I did set it up, but I didn't realize that I would fall for you.
Exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about.
No, listen, I wasn't over my ex yet, and I wanted to do this, but then I met you, and you're charming and funny and clever, and you made me laugh.
It doesn't matter at this point. Like, it's all done. It was a horrible thing to do, and you put me on the spot, and it was the worst thing to, weasel out of there, with whoever this guy is, and... No,
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. It was a terrible thing to do, but you have to admit, you've been in a serious relationship too. Sometimes we do things that we shouldn't, and it's
not
really
like
screwed
this.
Up, but
it doesn't happen like this. I mean, no.
You don't understand. You made me realize that I'm not in love with my husband anymore. I thought that I wanted him back, but the truth is I just wanted a great guy like you.
Oh, awesome. That's a really great way to use someone. Thank you. Glad I can help you feel better about yourself.
James, you have no idea. I felt guilty making out with you knowing that my husband was going to come home every second. I didn't expect to feel that way.
I felt guilty about it. Oh my God. Then maybe you could have warned the man that it was going to happen.
Yeah, then you should have said something and just been normal about it like everyone else instead of whatever this whole charade was.
Well, I almost texted my ex-husband not to come, but we were making out, and that would have been even more awkward. Why I'm texting my husband while we're making out.
Oh, yeah, that would have been way less awkward than having him walk in on us while I'm making out with his ex-wife.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to happen that way, but it just did. And I totally get how upset you are, but I also totally believe in second chances, and I think that you should give me a second chance.
But Tanya, I mean, everybody wants their ex to be jealous. I get that. I think that there's not a person alive that could not understand that feeling. But we do that by posting cute pictures of ourselves on social media, not by inviting them over to our house when you're making out with another man.
Exactly.
But what if my ex isn't on social media?
Dude.
Well, then you got to invite him over. I think that's the only way to do it.
That is so manipulative on so many levels.
Man. I was just hoping that he would come in and see me with this other guy and realize that he was jealous and that he still wanted me. But what actually happened is that he came in and I realized that I didn't care about him anymore. I mean, I care about him. I know that we're not right for each other. And all of that's because I started to have feelings for you, James.
Oh, man.
Well, that is just romantic.
Not really.
No, it's touched my heart, James.
No, you need to get right with yourself before you have feelings for anybody else. That shouldn't be what gets you over a marriage.
I think you got a lot to work out there, so I really don't want to be any part of this.
Look, I just want to apologize for the way I treated you, and if you will let me, I'd like to go out again and just start over with a clean slate.
In that case, James, would you like to go on a second date with Tanya? We will pay for it.
Good timing.
We're not following along with the conversation correctly.
Yeah, you have a hard time listening.
Are you actually asking me that?
Yeah. No, yeah, I am. But it's only because I have to at the end of these second date updates. I know your answer, I think.
No, thank you.
Oh.
I'm really sorry, James. I messed up, and that's something that I'm learning that I need to work on. So I'm really, really sorry.
Good luck with other dates that you have. So.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe one of those dates will be the right person to make your husband just jealous enough to take you back, Tanya.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A dude named Mike is on the phone for a second date update today. He said he went on a double date with the girl he wants to call. I've only been on one double date, and it worked out great for me. I got in an argument with the girl that I was with and then ended up leaving everybody.
Why is
So
that
I don't
great?
think double dates are very good, and so it's no wonder that Mike's not getting a call back after his double date.
Oh my God.
Mike, did you guys argue on the actual date and then you just ditched out?
No, that didn't happen.
Good.
Oh my
That's
God.
not normal.
That is so awkward for the other three people that were with you.
She was terrible. She was a horrible person.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it's not about me. It's about you right now, Mike. What's the name of the girl you want to call today?
Her name is Erin.
Erin. All right. And where did you meet Erin?
So we actually met at a bar crawl.
Okay.
A few weeks ago, we had a 7-legged bar crawl.
What is a 7-legged one?
It was pretty much you and a group of friends get tied at your legs, like 6 of us tied at your legs.
What?
And you just go to bars all night and drink.
What?
And you're tied together?
How do you fit through anywhere?
It's
Like
an
if
action-
you're 6 people deep.
And you have to actually crawl.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. I mean, you have to figure it out or you just won't make it, you know?
But wait, how do you hit on a person when you have 6 other people tied to you? Are they all just standing there awkwardly listening to your...
I mean, it's like if she didn't like me, she couldn't run away, right?
Wait, so she was
Oh, wait.
was she tied to you? Was she in the group of people that were tied together?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
see.
Okay,
I
got
thought
it.
It was like one 7 group of people tied together talking to another 7 group of people. I
Me
get
too.
it now.
I thought that too.
No. So yeah, she was really chill, and we actually ended up, talking a lot about, movies and kind of other things that we were into, and
I take it she was tied right next to you and not like at the end of all the people and you weren't yelling down the line.
yeah, she was right next to me.
Okay.
So did you ask her out that night?
Well, actually, at the end of the night, we all ended up getting really, really faded, and I worked up the courage to ask her out.
I thought you may be going somewhere else with that. You're like, we're all drunk, we're all
We
tied up
all
already.
ended up back in
A little bit of bondage, a little bit of, I don't know.
I mean, we're
Okay,
already
well, so
tied
you
up.
you got drunk enough to ask her out. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my roommate was also in our group, and she got to know her too, and they kind of hit it off also. So I suggested a double date with my roommate and I.
Okay.
Cool.
So I invited Erin over to be my date, and I got my roommate to invite her guy over to be her date.
What'd you guys do when you went out?
So we invited them over to our place, and we drank, and then we made our way down to the bars again.
Awesome.
It's kind of crazy how we always seem to end up at a bar somehow.
Seems to be a theme to your life right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Drinking.
There's not a lot of food involved, it sounds like, either.
I mean, we had some snacks, but
Okay.
Okay.
How did it go?
I mean, it was cool. I mean, I enjoyed myself.
Okay.
It got a little awkward at one point.
Oh, no.
My roommate started making out with her guy, and I kind of suggested that we one-up them.
What?
And she kind of just laughed it off.
Like, one up them.
So you were being really serious, like, we need to make out too, and she laughed at you.
Well, I thought I was being, smooth with that line. I thought I was going to get at least a little peck on the cheek or something. But yeah, she just kind of laughed it off.
Okay. So did you not get a kiss at all?
I didn't, no.
Okay. And was that just the end of the date? You guys just hung out for a little while watching your roommate make out with her date and she left?
No, it got a little awkward, so we pretty much just ended up getting the check and calling it a night.
So what got awkward? Just that you were sitting there staring at your roommate swapping saliva?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I offered to get her an Uber back in case she wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually took me up on my offer, so.
Okay.
Okay. So you got her an Uber home, and have you talked to her since?
I've tried calling, but it just goes straight to voicemail. So
Nothing.
Oh, it doesn't even ring?
yeah,
Sounds like you've been blocked or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully not.
All right. Well, we'll try to find out. We'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, usually when a first date starts, we're being tied up to a group of other people, and there's all kinds of making out going on. I mean, usually you're in for a lot of fun.
That's a success.
But apparently that didn't happen for Mike. He wants to call a girl named Erin today who isn't calling him back. They actually met at a 7-legged bar crawl. I guess him and 6 of his friends were all tied together, and she was one of those people. Then he ended up asking her out. She hung out with him and his roommate and another dude on a double date.
Yeah.
Things were going okay, but then it got awkward when his roommate started making out with her date in front of them. He made a joke like, maybe we should try to one-up him. She wasn't into that. And then she got an Uber home and hasn't called him since. So see if we can find out why. All right, Mike, you ready to call her?
Yeah, let's do it.
Have you ever thought that maybe, just maybe, she isn't calling you back because she doesn't know you sober at all?
No. I mean, I don't know her sober either, so it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, you could hate her sober. You might not even want to call her, but we'll find out. We'll see if she's sober when we get her on the phone, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Erin, please?
This is she.
Hey, Erin, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Well, are you, is this like a survey or something, or?
Kind of. I'm doing a survey on this dude named Mike that I know, and anybody who's been out on a date with him. Have you been out on a date with a guy named Mike recently?
Sorry, wait, I'm confused. Are you being serious?
Kind of joking.
Sort of. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, that person can email us to get you on the phone to try to figure out what happened. So Mike emailed us about your date.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Do you mind talking to us for a minute about your date with Mike?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. So he told us how you met, like some 7-legged bar crawl thing, and then he says that you went out on a double date with him and his roommate, but now you're not getting back to him. He said he really liked you and he can't figure out why. Is there a reason?
I don't know. I feel like the whole situation with him, it's just, I really don't think it's going to work out between us, so.
What situation? I mean, he didn't mention that he was in any sort of situation.
I mean, just kind of what happened that night. It just got kind of weird, but.
The only thing that he told us that was weird was his roommate started making out with her date and wouldn't stop, and he thought that was awkward.
Oh, he didn't tell you about the situation with him and his roommate?
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, okay, so basically at one point I was talking to his roommate alone, and she was telling me that occasionally when she and Mike get bored, they'll hook up. Like maybe like once or twice a month or something like that.
Wait a minute, what?
They're sleeping together?
Just casually?
Yeah. Yep. So, like, I kind of try to play it cool, like, at the time, but I'm really, like, not cool with that at all. It's not what I'm looking for.
Wait, you don't want to date a guy who hooks up with a roommate from time to time?
No, and especially not someone he, like, lives with. Like, anyway, so I just kind of, like, the rest of the date, I was kind of like, oh, okay, just gonna try to sit here and let the time pass and get home.
And there's no way, like, she wasn't joking, right? There's no way it could have been a joke or something?
No, I think she was being very sincere.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Just from what I could tell. Yeah. And she was like, it's not a big deal. It's totally fine. I just want to let you know. Like,
how is that not a big deal?
Well,
yeah, you would think that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is the roommate likes Mike, and she was trying to sabotage your date with him.
Well, either way, even if she's not the one who has feelings, then they're sleeping together and they live together, so it's kind of like I don't really want to get in between that.
No.
I mean, he probably wants you to get in between it. That's probably what he's really hoping for.
He might be, but
What if she's making it up, though?
She's not making it up. You don't make up something like that.
I don't know.
You're roommates, dude. That is... Who is going to date Mike when he's sleeping with his roommate? No one.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention that, but
Yeah. Well, that answers our question.
Definitely does.
Pretty cut and dry there.
yeah. So after that, I didn't really want to go out with him again or see him again.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you don't have to see him again, but I do want to see if you'll talk to him again because he's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Mike is on the phone?
Yeah, Mike, you still there?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, I heard all of that. I mean, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? Are you serious?
It's not a big deal. I mean, we're not exclusive.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I don't really care if you're not exclusive, but you're like the girl you live with. Like, your roommate.
Only once in a blue moon, and it's purely physical. You know what I mean? So we're not exclusive, and I don't know why this is a big deal.
For real, you don't know why that's an issue.
You're sleeping with somebody that you live with.
No, I mean, are you trying to pressure me to be your boyfriend? Is that what you want?
Oh my God.
Women always trying to ruin your life right away.
No.
I mean, it seems like you're trying to pressure me to not see other ladies.
No, you can go ahead and see other ladies. I'm looking for someone who doesn't have your situation going on.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, think about it. How could she ever trust you if you guys did start a relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, my roommate's dates are cool with it. I don't see how you wouldn't be cool with it.
Well, it's just what if you're just sitting around and we're starting to get serious, but one day, what if I'm out of town and you just get really bored and you hook up with her and what then? It's just then.
Well, if that did happen, I'd tell you. I'd be honest about it.
Yeah, if we were dating and I slept with my roommate, I'd at least let you know.
That's very nice.
That is nice of you, Mike.
I appreciate the honesty, but that's still just not really what I'm going for. Think about it this way, Mike. If I asked you to come over to my apartment and then I told you, oh, hey, I'm having sex with my male roommate over here, would you be, super cool with that? What would you think of that?
I mean, I just want you to call me after you've showered.
Dang,
wow, man. That is...
I mean, I'm just saying, we should be allowed to date other people. Why do you care who I date? We're not exclusive. Did we sit down and have a conversation and say, hey, I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend? That we did not have that conversation.
Obviously, we haven't had that kind of conversation. And it's different, too, when the person that you're, seeing just lives is 10 feet away from you all the time. I mean, that just makes it even weirder. I can't. It's just not something I'm into.
Mike, why aren't you just dating your roommate?
No, I'm not into her like that. I mean, that's just weird.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird
weird.
to date someone that you're sleeping with casually who happens to live with you, too. It's odd. I'm with you there on that one, Mike.
I mean, honestly, have none of you guys hooked up with any of your friends because you've been bored?
Yeah, but it wasn't multiple times a month, and I didn't live with them.
I mean, I highly recommend it because it's pretty fun and it's pretty convenient.
Very convenient, too.
So hear that, Aaron? It's convenient. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is.
Wow.
Well, I mean, keep it on, Mike, but I don't think I'm going to have any part of that.
Well, hold on, Aaron. Before you get to that, let me just ask you, would you like to go on a second date with Mike? We will pay for it.
No, I'm sorry, no.
Oh, shocking.
Oh, man.
Aaron, how about this? How about you come over one night with my roommate? We can all have dinner and talk this over.
Sounds like something
else. It sounds like you got something else planned, Mike.
Yeah.
Have some drinks.
I think, Mike, you guys just have different boundaries, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yours are a little bit more open than hers.
A lot more open.
I mean, she's definitely open to come over whenever she wants.
Oh, okay, Aaron. Well, I'm sorry, you turned down the date, but you got an open invite over to Mike's place whenever you want it. That's kind of nice, right?
Thank you.
All right, well, appreciate you telling us why you didn't call him back. And Mike, maybe be more upfront about that with other dates that you go on, and you might find a girl that's right for you.
Or don't say it at all.
Or just, again, start dating the roommate.
Ew, I would never date her. She's like my sister.
All right, it's getting worse. Getting even worse for you, Mike. Take care, man.
Brooke and Jubal.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I will make one prediction and one prediction only about the second date update today. The guy on the phone that wants to do a second date update owns a really bad leather jacket.
Really?
What?
That is my guess. Why do I say that? Because his email says that he met the girl that he wants us to call today at a dating mixer for one of those groups that puts together, come get drinks at a bar. Every time I've been to one of those or seen one of those, always a bunch of dudes wearing bad leather jackets.
Yeah.
Nick, do you own a bad leather jacket?
Yeah, I do.
Do you really?
Do you really?
I do, but I haven't worn it in a while, but yeah.
That's awesome.
So your email says that you met the girl you want to call today at a dating mixer. Have you been a part of this group for a while, or is this a new thing for you?
It's a new thing to me. Like, I've been dating a girl for about 2 years. We broke up before the summer, so I haven't been single for a while. And the idea of a friend was like, do it. So I was like, okay.
And were you nervous going into it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Was it like a speed dating thing, or was it just hang out at a bar and try to hit on all the girls there thing?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like throwing a bunch of sharks and then little minnows.
Isn't that just like a normal Friday night though?
Yeah, it's just different with those things because, like I said, the leather jackets.
Oh, okay, I see.
So you saw your minnow. Her name is Christine, and you started talking to her. What did you like about Christine so much?
Well, we figured out that we're both like 80s kids. We were both born in '84. So we had that kind of shared mentality as far as all that nostalgia and those inside jokes.
You were both the year of the dragon, and it just drew you together.
Yeah. Like we both grew up on like Nickelodeon. We spent about 30 minutes just singing theme songs to 80s TV shows.
All right.
It was hilarious.
So you were like, I like Webster, and she was like, I liked Webster too, and then you guys bonded. That's cool.
Right, absolutely.
People in '85 just would not have gotten that.
Yeah. So what did you do? Did you guys just meet that night, and now she's not calling you back, or did you actually go do a date? Because it just said in your email that you met her at this mixer, and she hasn't called you. Did you guys go out?
Yeah, we went out once. My grandpa has an apple orchard out in Central Washington, so I took her out there.
Well, that's a huge date. That's a lot of time to spend together.
Well, we mixed it up. We talked a lot and connected, and I showed her, like, we have a lot of people there that work out there and just family in general. So
I feel like that's a really good date, Nick. Because it's kind of cool. It's different. You take her to an apple orchard. Girls like doing things like that, and pumpkin patches and farms. They dig that kind of thing. And then also, it makes her think maybe there's some family money involved because you can buy all that land. Multiple levels of a great idea there, Nick. I love it.
Not the first thing.
Joke's on her.
Not a lot of money. All right. So did she seem to like the apple orchard?
I thought so. I thought we really connected. I kind of explained to her I used to hang out there a lot when I was a kid, and just had a lot of memories there. And she seemed to get a lot of good feedback as far as the conversations that we were having, just the upbringing that we both had.
Did she seem to enjoy herself?
I think so. I felt like she did. It ended really well, and I made her dinner and everything, and she really enjoyed it. And I took her home. The only thing that got me was like I dropped her off. It didn't give like a goodnight kiss or anything, but that's, I'm a gentleman, so I didn't want to try to push it too hard. But we hugged, and then she said she would call me back. So I tried to reach out to her, text and whatnot. I feel like she's kind of dodging me.
Have you heard anything from her at all?
I'll text her. She won't answer the call, so I don't want to call too much. And so I'll text her and be like, hey, you want to go grab a bite to eat or something? And she'll be like, oh, I got an appointment. Or sometimes she won't even respond, but more often than not, she's always busy.
Seems like she's trying to avoid you.
That's what it feels like.
Is there anything that happened at all on your date or in your conversations that you could think of that might have turned her off?
I don't know, man. Like, I can't. Like, I literally have been thinking about it because she's just so cool, and I really want to.
Yeah.
If I did do something messed up, I want to try to redeem myself.
All right. Well, play a song. Come back. Get her on the phone and get your second date update. Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. Hang on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Nick is on the phone with us. Today he wants us to call a girl named Christine that he met at a singles mixer. Their date included them going to an apple orchard, his family's apple orchard, and picking apples and, having a good time. He said everything was cool until she seemed a little standoffish at the end. Nick, I think I know what your problem is.
What's up?
Too much, too soon, I think. You know what I mean? Like, you never want to show a chick your apples that early. You know, like you gotta wait before you show her your apples. You know what I mean?
Is that like third date material?
I always wait till a third date before I let anybody see my apples, and even then, it's with a picture text, not actually in person. But what I mean by too much too soon, though, I think taking her like in a couple-hour drive to your family's orchard to pick apples with your family and stuff might be a little too much for a first date. So maybe she just thought you were too serious too quick, or you were going to get too serious. You know what I mean?
And I thought about that, but my I don't know, man. Like my family's it's just my grandpa and like my cousins and stuff.
And you told her that's what you guys were going to do. It wasn't a surprise that day, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
So she agreed to it. I don't know.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to call her right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out if something went wrong, okay?
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Christine, please?
Yeah, this is her.
Hey, Christine, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
I'm good. Are you sure you have the right number?
I'm pretty sure I have the right number. Did you recently go out with a guy named Nick?
Yeah.
Then this is the Christine that I want to talk to.
Okay. What's going on?
I'm calling you because Nick emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and ask why you're not calling him back.
What?
It's a segment we do on our show called The Second Date Update. Nick said he liked you a lot. He enjoyed your date. He thought you guys clicked very well, but apparently he's been trying to get a hold of you and you're kind of avoiding him, and you wanted to see if he did something wrong.
So you want me to tell you about, like, my personal, like, what happened on a date?
I don't necessarily need you to get into your personal stuff if you're uncomfortable with that, but I would like to know if there's a particular reason that you're not calling Nick back.
I'm so confused about what's going on. I'm at work right now.
Okay.
It was a good date.
Sorry.
That's all I have to say.
So you had fun on the date?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, then are you planning on calling him back? Because he'd like to know.
I mean, probably not.
And
I don't
why is that? I know you're at work, and I'll get you off the phone quickly here. I appreciate you staying on with us and being honest. But if he was such a great guy and you enjoyed the date, why don't you want to see him again?
It was just kind of a weird thing that happened on our date, and I don't know if I want to talk about it, and maybe we just go our separate ways and everything's happier and easier.
Do you think talking about it could at least help Nick in the future? You might not want to see him again, but with other girls that he goes out with?
Like constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just maybe wouldn't take another girl to the apple orchard.
So that was really bad, like the whole experience at the apple orchard?
I mean, I just had a weird, like encounter with his grandfather.
You had a weird encounter with his grandfather?
Yes.
How so?
I mean, can we just tell him that and then go on our merry way?
I don't know. I mean, is his grandpa just a weird dude? Do you think Nick would know that?
So Nick had to take a call, and maybe I'm reading it weird. I don't know. But then I was left alone with his grandfather, and he just said some kind of inappropriate things. I just felt uncomfortable.
His grandpa's a pervert. Am I reading into that? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't care how old a guy is, but if he's like, come with me and I'll show you my apple press, it's just...
Maybe he was literally talking about his apple press.
Yeah, do you know for sure that he was being an old perv? Or was he legitimately talking about an apple press and you took it the wrong way?
No, he said it and winked at me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, little lady. You know you're hanging out with my grandson, but let me show you how a real man presses apples.
And we're sure that he didn't have like something in his eye or anything like that.
No, because like he put his hand on my leg and kind of like caressed my knee. And I wasn't reading into it because it just was super uncomfortable, and he didn't need to do that.
All right, I think as a person you can tell when somebody's starting to like encroach on your personal space and they're getting a little too handsy, and I guess that's what he was doing. Christine, thank you for being honest. I will let Nick know that his grandpa is a pervert and not to take girls around him anymore. Or you can tell him yourself because Nick's actually on the phone.
What?
Christine? Hey, it's Nick.
Hey, I'm super sorry about what I just said. I just was put in a super uncomfortable situation, and I mean, I don't want to embarrass you, but it was just weird.
But how much are you reading into this? Like, first of all, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you tell
I'm
me when
gonna
I
be in the
dropped you
car
off?
and say, your grandpa hit on me.
But then we could have worked it out. I could have told you, because that's just Pop. You know, that's what he does. I mean,
You would have worked it out, and he would have just said, "Oh, that's fine. That's what he does." And then if we go on another date and you leave me alone with again, I mean, it started with a leg thing, and I don't want it to go any further.
And I understand that. I get that. It's just he's 82 years old, so sometimes he doesn't. Like he's older, so he doesn't think about these things. And I mean,
that's a little inappropriate. I mean, I'm sorry that I said those things about him, but like, what if I took you to like volunteer at a senior citizen center and some lady was like touching you uncomfortably? I don't think that would go over well, and I wouldn't just brush it off.
Is this lady your grandma that you would like? Because I would tell you if it was someone you're related to, if it's a random person.
I mean, I just think it's easier if we go our separate ways. I don't want to have to be put in that situation ever again.
Don't you feel like you're blaming him for something that he didn't do?
I mean, I'm not blaming him. I just don't ever want to be in that situation again.
Well, and look, and I get that. Like, here's the deal. I feel like we had a really good connection. I don't know. It's just I don't want to give up on that. And I know that if I just talk to my grandpa and tell him he needs to just cool it and not be like that, just don't be so touchy-feely and just watch what he says, then I don't see why there would be a problem.
Nick, has your grandpa ever hit on any of your dates before?
No, I mean, not
that you know
I had
of.
the same girlfriend for 2 years. I mean, why have the same girlfriend for 2 years? I mean, she didn't hang out with him too much, but she never said anything.
Maybe that's why she left you, for Gramps, and you don't know it. Christine, would you go out with Nick again? We'll pay for a second date. Come on. Nick would love to see you again. I'm sure you can work out the grandpa situation. Look, he's an old guy, and old guys are creeps, all right? Mm-hmm. All of them, every single one. Every single old guy out there is a pervy creep. I can't wait to be one day.
Yeah.
So can you just maybe go out with Nick again and see if you guys can hang out and like each other and get past his grandpa hitting on you? I'm sure it can get better.
I just can't be around him ever again, and I don't know if there's any point in even going out on a second date if, I mean, it leads to anything else. I mean, there'll be weddings and babies, and I just don't want his grandpa around, and I don't want to put Nick in a bad spot.
You know how many of your bridesmaids he could hit on, though, if you guys are getting married?
So my friends
I just
can
want to do
be
a
subject
second
to
date.
it.
I'm not planning for a wedding.
Yeah.
Well, I am. I mean, I'm not getting younger. I don't want to waste my time.
So you're thinking about guys that you go out with, you're thinking about a future, and you don't see a future with Nick because his grandpa is a creepy old man.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Wow.
So funny.
Well, Christine, thank you very much for your time. Nick, I'm sorry, no second date for you, man.
Well, thanks, guys.
But Christine, I would love to pay for a second date with you and Nick's grandpa if you're interested in that one.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
We got an email into our show from one of our listeners named Bobby.
Oh, hey, Bobby.
I don't know if that's how he pronounces it, but that's how I want to pronounce it.
It's the only way you can say it. Hey,
Like
Bobby.
3 A's and 5 Y's.
Yeah, Bobby.
Well, Bobby emailed us and told us he went out on a date that had two very distinctive sides to it.
Okay.
And I'm reading out of his email. He says, quote, one side was very uncomfortable and odd, and the other was fun and enjoyable.
Ooh.
Polar opposites.
Yeah, that pretty much describes every Craigslist meetup I've ever had.
Yeah.
So, Bobby, your email really got my attention. But before we hear about your date, tell us about the girl you went out with. What's her name?
Caroline.
We can't do anything with that.
Caroline.
Bobby.
Caroline.
Okay, it's gonna get old real quick. Where'd you meet her? Where'd you meet Caroline?
We met online.
Okay, and what stood out about her?
Well, to be completely honest with you, she was the hottest match I've had in an entire year of being on.
Oh, impressive.
I like that your voice goes so deep when you say that.
That's how you know it's a man thing.
Yeah.
She was super hot.
And bonus, she's a college graduate.
Oh, so she's possibly smart. It doesn't always mean that you're smart.
Sexy and semi-educated.
Yeah.
That's when I'm out.
That's
Never
what
mind.
men love.
She's got brains. Never mind.
So, Bobby, tell us a little bit about the date. Did the uncomfortable and odd part happen first, or did you start off with fun and enjoyable?
It started out odd and uncomfortable.
Really? Usually people don't even give it time to get through odd and uncomfortable to get to fun and enjoyable. What was so weird?
Well, we met at a restaurant, and I was the first one to arrive. I got there just a few minutes early, and when she came walking in, I recognized her immediately, and I go in just to give her a hug, and she stopped me and stepped back and said, "No, thank you."
Like in an aggressive way or in a I'm scared of germs type of way?
It was firm but kind, I would say.
Okay.
You know, so I stopped and was like, "I'm sorry, is there like a problem?" And she says, "It depends." And then she pulled out this little stack of papers out of her purse and put them on the table.
What was the papers?
This is an interview?
They were like court documents that she had printed offline. 6 cases. They were my court cases.
Oh, I thought you were getting served for a second.
Wait, you got a record?
A slight record.
Why is 6 pages?
If you can do a stack of papers, I don't think there's anything slight about it.
What were you feeling when she did that to you?
I felt like I was in school, like in trouble with a teacher or something. It was weird.
You know, though, at least she showed up. Like, most girls would Google search you probably and just never show.
True,
Like,
Totally. But the records didn't actually say what I had done or what had happened because that's not available. So she asked me to explain each one.
Whoa.
oh my God.
This sounds like a hot start to the date.
Were you totally honest with her?
Yeah, we talked through the issues, and he was like, you know, traffic stops and this kind of thing. And she's very skeptical.
As we are.
I am right now.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like I'm on trial again.
Again.
Yeah, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. Like, you just must have been so nervous.
I was very nervous because I wanted things to work out. Like, I had matched with her, and she was hot.
Yeah. I know, you want to come off looking good to the sexy chick. So was she impressed with what you said? Or not impressed, but was she
She's like, ooh.
was she okay with the things that you crimed up? How do you say it?
Crimed up. I like it.
I think never be your own lawyer,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, just so you know.
So what'd you think of your crimes?
She did start to warm up, and I basically just told her I've been unlucky with the cops for pretty much my entire life.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, they're out to get me.
No, I'm serious. Like, one of the examples is I was arrested for driving with a deployed airbag. I had backed into something, and it went off, and I still had to get to work. I had to get to where I was going, so I just kept going. Like,
That's funny. That's amazing.
How could you even see out the windshield?
But it's funny because now he has a criminal record because of that.
she was cool with that one, but this other one she was not so cool with, which involved Pizza Hut.
What'd you do, rob them?
Well, I didn't rob them for money. I got arrested while I was drunk in college. I broke into a Pizza Hut and I stole chicken wings.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can't blame a
see.
guy for that.
That just sounds like a good time.
Was there a turning point in the night? I mean, because it's pretty impressive if you were able to actually get her on your side.
At one point, she did open up, and that was the fun and enjoyable part.
Okay,
Okay. So you guys connected.
Yeah, and then she did allow us to have 2 cocktails, but not dinner.
Okay.
Whoa, okay.
Man, this girl sounds pretty uptight.
Strict?
But I have an idea about why she didn't want to have dinner with me, and it's because I didn't want to tell her about my last court case. There was one left, and it's just super embarrassing, and I didn't want to talk about it.
So you spilled on the other ones, but that last one you said, nope, not going to happen.
Yeah, she said that she was going to get up and leave unless I told her, and I wouldn't do it.
Oh, no. Did she leave?
Yeah, she left.
Oh.
Bobby, what'd you do?
Yeah, just tell us.
Just between you and me. No one else is listening.
I ordered some chicken wings.
No, come on.
Come on, Bobby.
I mean, what'd you do?
What's
that
the
was
thing
so
that you wouldn't?
embarrassing.
Yeah, what didn't you tell her?
I don't see. I would like to get through this without having to talk about it. I was hoping you guys work your magic.
Oh, no.
Okay, can I just ask you, would you date you if you knew what you did?
Good question.
Yes.
There was a hesitation there. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'd date me. All right. Well, so have you thought about telling her the truth, Bobby?
Yeah, of course I've thought about it, but the risk is just too great.
Well, and I will say, I feel like you were really honest, and there's just some things you don't have to share with everybody. Yeah. It's not going to change who you are right now.
Exactly. I shared with her 5 out of 6 of my court cases. That should be good enough for dinner.
All right. Well, I guess that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
Is that the rule?
All right. Well, Bobby, you may have to tell Caroline what you actually did, but we're going to play a song first, come back, and get your second date right after this, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Hold on. In the middle of a second date, but before we go any further, all the women listening right now better watch out because we have a certified bad boy on the phone. His name is Bobby.
Aren't they all named Bobby?
Bobby loves driving around town with a deployed airbag and eating chicken wings that he didn't pay for and committing minor traffic violations with zero cares. He's bad. Bobby is on the phone for his second date, and he recently went out with a girl named Caroline, and Caroline decided to start off their date by bringing a 6-page printout of Bobby's rap sheet and made him explain every court date he's ever had.
Oh, my gosh.
So he told her about 5 out of the 6 charges, but was too embarrassed to share his 6th offense, and that's when Caroline decided to cut the date short. Now he's hoping for a second chance. Bobby, you bad boy, you. What do you say?
You guys, I really don't want to have to tell her about this last case. Can you please just try so that I can go on another date with her without having to divulge this?
You know, I'm usually all for honesty in a date, but I also think that there's some things you should be allowed to keep private. But can I ask before we do this, you promise that last one isn't something that, like, I don't know, where she'd be putting her life in danger if she went out with you again?
Yeah, it's not scary, is it?
I promise she would not be in any danger with me. It's just one of those things I haven't told many people. Only a few of my closest friends know about it.
She'd be in danger of being too turned on because he's bad. Bad boy Bobby. All right, Bobby. I believe in you, okay?
Well, I'm glad somebody does here.
There we go.
Jeff and your lawyer.
All right. Well, we're going to give Caroline a call for you, okay? I'm going to dial the number right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Caroline, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Hi, Caroline. My name's Young Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
I'm sorry. Who is this?
It's Young Jeffrey. I'm a radio host.
Hi, Caroline.
You're not familiar with Young Jeffrey?
That's actually not that shocking, Caroline.
I'm sorry. How many people are on the phone right now?
Oh, that's confusing.
There's 3 of us in the studio right now.
Hi, Caroline. I'm Brooke.
I'm Jose.
We're a radio show.
You said that part already.
Okay, we're a repetitive radio show.
Yes, and did you know that we broadcast our show on the radio?
Oh, God, Jeff, stop. Sorry if we're annoying you.
Why are you guys calling me?
That's it. Yeah, let's get right to it.
Let's do that.
We're doing something called the second date. Basically, that's where if one of our listeners has gone out on a date recently but isn't getting a call back, we can call that person for them and figure out the reason why. So you recently went out with a guy named Bobby.
Bobby wanted you guys to call me?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Bobby had a great time on his night out with you, and he's just wanting to know the reason why you're not getting back in touch with him.
You know, I think I made it pretty clear to him when I saw him last week, and if he doesn't want to follow my rules, then I don't want to go back out with him.
Well, Caroline, he told us about the rules. Like, you're talking about that you showed up with the rap sheet and all of his criminal convictions, and he wouldn't tell you the last one.
So you guys know all about the date?
Well, I mean, some of it.
From his perspective. We don't know it from your perspective.
And kudos to you for being very thorough on background checking him. I think that's a good call on your part.
I mean, honestly, I just want to feel safe, and I feel like every woman should do, you know, a little bit of digging and make sure they know who they're going out with.
Totally. But they all seemed like pretty silly offenses, nothing crazy.
He told us about the Pizza Hut one where he stole the chicken wings when he was drunk, driving with a deployed airbag.
I mean, that's just silly.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me the last one, and I'm worried that if he's so ashamed or if it's so horrible, then that's simply not going to make me feel safe or comfortable enough to see him again.
Well, I can understand that emotion, but he assured us that it was nothing bad, nothing terrible. He's a good guy, and he was caught in a bad situation.
So he told you guys?
He didn't tell us specifically what it was, but
So how do you know it's not bad?
Because all the other ones are so...
I guess, okay, here's the thing. There's a certain level of trust at some point in any dating, right, that you have to be able to give. And because the other 5 were pretty harmless, and because this guy seems pretty cool, like, why not give him another chance? You don't have to know everything about someone before you go out with them.
You're right, I don't have to know everything, but I should know if he has 6 offenses, what the heck the last one is.
But he's not locked up, so it can't be too bad. I mean, is that a bad standard for me to have? I don't know. It's like,
so many felons.
you served your time. You did the crime, you know? There's got to be some point where society forgives you.
I don't know if we're going to agree with Brooke on that sentiment, but maybe there's a chance that Bobby will tell you what he did. If he told you right now, would you be willing to hear him out?
Well, yeah, he absolutely has to tell me, otherwise I'll never go out with him again.
All right. Bobby, tell us what you did.
Hi, Caroline.
He's on the phone?
Yeah, he's been on the other line listening the whole time.
Caroline, you just need to trust me. It's just a super embarrassing thing. If you come to dinner with me, I'll tell you there.
No, I'm not going to dinner with you. You already had that chance. You could have told me last dinner.
See, I feel like Bobby really screwed up on this one because it sounds like if you want to date, not only are you going to have to tell Caroline, but you're going to have to tell everybody.
But he says it's not that bad, so maybe it's not that bad.
I didn't say it wasn't bad. You asked if it was life-threatening.
What? Okay, wait. Let's play a little, like, Caroline, how about some 20 questions? Like, did you serve any time for it, Bobby?
Oh, this is going to take forever.
Yeah. Bobby, why don't you just tell us what you did?
I have a short attention span.
I know. The minutes on our station's phone plan doesn't have that much in it, so just get right to it.
Okay, I'll tell you, but I can't believe I'm saying this.
All right. And Caroline, you're agreeing to go out with Bobby if he tells us.
No, I'm agreeing to listen and to see if I'd go out with him again.
All right.
Oh,
well,
come on.
Oh, my God. We're peer pressuring this guy. Okay, what'd you do, Bobby?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay. A few years ago, I was in a wedding, and I rented a tux. And when I returned it, the owner of the tux rental place said that I had ruined it, like I had spilled some stuff on it, which I didn't. And then he charged me $400 on my card for no reason. And it made me angry because it was not true at all. I didn't spill anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
So a little while later, one night, I get drunk with those same guys from the Pizza Hut thing, and we hop in an Uber, and we took the Uber to this tux place, and I defecated in front of the front door, and I didn't realize that there were cameras out front, like security cameras, and I got arrested 2 days later.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So you took a dump in front of a tuxedo store.
Caroline!
Yeah. Will you go to dinner with me?
Wow.
Hold on, Bobby. Caroline, see?
I like him.
Your life's not in jeopardy. Maybe your ball gowns are, but...
That's pretty crazy, Bobby.
It's silly.
I mean, what are you feeling right now, Caroline?
I don't know. This is so weird, and it's just more weird every time I talk to him.
Come on.
Caroline, I told you all 6 of my court cases. Like, the least you could do is just have dinner with me. I'm not asking for anything more.
Yeah, Caroline, he's really gone out on a limb, like revealing his entire criminal history on the radio now.
Seriously.
I mean, can you give him another chance? I mean, we'll pay to send you guys out on a date.
Well, I mean, Bobby, I don't think you're a bad guy, but I'm going to say no.
What?
That is
What?
not fair.
I told you everything on the radio.
Yeah, and it's not horrible, but it just sounds really just dumb.
No, Caroline, listen to me. This guy is fun, okay? Yeah, sometimes it gets out of control, but that's what fun does when you're with a fun person. You will have so much better of a time with him.
Yes.
And honestly, you sound kind of like a little anal. Like you showed up to the date with his rap sheets. Like you need more fun in your life, okay?
Right. Yeah, Caroline, think of all the businesses that you and Bobby can defecate in front of together.
No, I'm I'm being serious. Caroline, this would be good for you. Go out with him.
You can hold hands and kiss while you're doing it. It's a memory waiting to happen.
I'm with Jeff.
You guys aren't helping me.
I disagree. I think this is working. Caroline.
Come on, Caroline. You need a good story in your life. Go out with Bobby.
Yeah.
I just can't see myself with someone who makes these kind of really stupid decisions.
Oh,
Come on.
that's the only people I could ever see myself with.
That's why you work with us.
Caroline.
Listen, I'll think about it, guys. I will, but I just want to be honest. It's probably going to be a no.
Oh, come on.
Bobby, I'm sorry, man. It sounds like you're not going to get a second date out of this.
Oh, man.
We all tried, dude.
Well, this sucks because I had to tell everybody listening what I did too.
Yeah.
Caroline, be careful. He sounds angry. You may want to get some cameras for that doorstep.
I know. Look out, Caroline.
No.
Bobby, don't come to my house.
Come on, we'll bring some chicken wings. It'll be fun.